This is the Homeowners Show, live from Rowdy's. How's everybody doing tonight? That good? Thank you. So we got a really special show for you guys. We're super excited to be here to network with all of these beautiful business owners. Hope everybody's having a good time. We got a special guest host. If you're joining us live online, I'm going to bring the video up. There we go. Got a special guest host, John. If you don't know him, your kids do. He's also known as Cowboy Jack. How you doing, John?
Excellent, doing fantastic.
Dude, thank you so much for joining in this conversation.
Thanks for having me,
No, dude. So we got Sarah, who is a public accountant.
I'm a CPA, yes,
yeah, the most exciting job on the planet.
I think it's extremely exciting.
Yeah, just pull it up a little bit closer right there.
Oh, got it, okay.
Yeah, you're good. So if someone comes to you and says, I need to cheat on my taxes, this is not going to be a good client for you at this point, right?
Correct. So
right.
CPAs are licensed to do things, to follow Circular 230 of IRS and under the AICPA, but you can do things to your advantages, and a good CPA will tell you what those are.
Right. And so if you're a business owner right now and you're like, I need to start preparing to take care of my taxes, when is going to be the best time to start having that conversation with you? Probably not in April.
Well, I will tell you that most clients wait until December to reach out to their CPA or to think about planning, and that is probably the most inefficient way. You really want a CPA, especially if you're a business owner, to work with you throughout the year and really make sure your books are clean, make sure you're getting every tax advantage you can, but also be proactive in your planning. So it starts a lot earlier than December. If you're waiting till December, you're overpaying in tax and you can't take advantage of those strategies.
Right. Well, and then in that, so I need to spend the whole year working with you. One of the issues I've had in the past with different CPAs is just the lack of education. You know, they passed their exam, back in 1982, and they're still using the same ideas from then that they got out of school.
Sure.
How do you continue to educate yourself to help your clients out?
Well, one, all CPAs are required to. We have certain hours of continuing education that all CPAs have to do. I will tell you inherently, that's what I see, is the number 2 complaints is, I never hear from my CPA, and when I do, I have no idea of what they're talking about.
Right.
I feel like most CPAs are not great people, and then you take that person and they start a business. They're probably a really good CPA, they probably just don't communicate well. So I feel like partnering with somebody that does communicate and can take sometimes a complex issue or, tax situation and break it down so that everyday people can understand it is really important.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to expand so that you can be their boss, because you're very much a people person, it seems like.
Well, and one of the things that's unique about it, right, is that you're helping all these people that are self-employed.
Sure.
There's nobody that fits into the same box, right? So you're constantly having to educate yourself about the business that these folks are in.
Right.
And a lot of people, like you said earlier a minute ago, people think of it as an expense, I've got to pay my CPA to do this, but you're actually in the business of saving us money and making us more money.
Absolutely. I have a lot of our business owners that love, for example, and I get it, they love to spend on marketing. It's how much can I throw at this to grow my revenue? And they see an accountant as a sunk cost because it's, I have to go do my books. And I feel like they just don't have the right accountant. A good accountant will help you grow your business, drive your business, and save you money and really educate you and be a long-term partner.
That's, even like, massive growth. A lot of contractors had fantastic luck over the last couple of years of people doing amazing things to their houses and things like that.
Right.
So you get this exponential growth out of nowhere and you don't know how to handle it. That's when I feel like one of the most important times to have a good CPA in your corner is.
Absolutely, and it's twofold. They don't know how to trend how income is doing because it's all over the place. Maybe their books are a mess. They've been going a mile a minute, but most importantly, if they've had a really good, strong year, they don't have tax planning in place. They have no idea of what they should be paying, or maybe they didn't hold the money back, and then a CPA says, you owe X, and they're just dumbfounded because they're not prepared for it. And the tax rate is what it is, but there's a lot that you can do to help to circumvent that and be as strategic as you can.
Is there anything that's really common amongst business owners that you're always surprised that they are unaware of with their taxes?
I would say, specific to business owners, I don't even know if I could pinpoint that down to one.
You could go broad and go people. That's fine.
I would say most of them don't. I would say they don't feel like bookkeeping is important.
Okay.
I will tell you by far, there's tons of strategies, but if you do not have clean books, I can guarantee that you're overpaying in tax for sure.
Okay.
Because maybe if you're using QuickBooks or something and you're doing AR, sometimes your deposits can be double booked and they're reporting double their sales. So of course your tax implication can be larger.
Yeah.
Sometimes they might not have their credit card synced up and their Amex charges aren't coming through or something like that. I know bookkeeping is not fun and it's not sexy. And I mean, we think it's fun. And marketing, for example, is so much more funner. But if you had a good CPA to do that and have those monthly reports to be able to say, hey, I actually grew this month. This is our percentage of gross. Hey, what are our costs doing? Can we look? Where can we be leaner? There's so much strategy that goes into that that a good CPA will do.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want everybody to know before we bring up the next guest?
That's it. I'm happy to be here. We're really big on educating and find a good CPA. It really is. From the infancy of your business all the way to an exit, there's so much strategy that can be done, and it's really important to find a good CPA.
What's your favorite day of the year?
April 16th.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, if anybody listening wants to reach out to you and hire a phenomenal CPA, how do they get a hold of you?
Sure. So you can visit us. Our website is sarahjonescpa.com, and it's Sarah with an H. And you can book. We offer a free tax analysis. We have a secure portal that if you will upload your tax returns, we'll look at it for free and tell you if there's strategy, and if so, what the real-time savings are. Anybody that's interested in anything like that, they can go to the website and book on my calendar link, and my email's there, and also our office number.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah, you guys too.
Oh, awesome. Guys, we'll be ready for the next guest here in just a minute. I don't know who we've got next. Christian, who we got, buddy? Ready for next person? Victim, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, thanks.
Really good to meet you, Sarah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Everybody online, we'll be back in just a minute.
Hi, Tina. John.
All right, and we are back, and we've got Tina, right? Mm-hmm. And could you tell us the name of your company, because I can't see that far.
It's ARC Electric and Lighting, and that's ARC Electric and Lighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little. What are you guys special in? Like, what's your bread and butter?
So we do our bread and butter. Like, our favorite things to do is new construction, generators, and then high-end lighting systems.
So it's all electrical.
It's all electrical
that is
and
shocking.
lighting. Yeah, it's shocking. That was a good one.
That's my thing.
Wait, John was telling me he thinks he's seen you guys around because you do a lot of generator installs, right?
We do.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you guys. You guys are crazy busy in my area where I live.
Where do you live?
Spring Trails.
Oh yeah, we're out there all the time.
That's what I thought. I knew it.
And we're highly referred there.
So but what a great time of year to be thinking about a home generator, right?
Yes, for sure.
We learned that lesson the hard way just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, with the freeze.
Exactly.
So honestly, the freeze was a game changer for us, because there's a lot of generator specialty companies that have kind of dominated the market, and the freeze, as unfortunate as it gave us some market share in that regard, right? So we're able to get generators faster than anyone in Texas right now.
Oh, wow.
If I've got you down right, which I'm sure I do, you guys are pretty open-minded about the kind of solutions you can provide folks, right?
Yes.
Like y'all do everything from the actual standby generators to working with transfer switches and things like that. Yeah. I mean that's a huge market within itself, because those big Generac generators aren't always available.
Right, and they're not the most cost efficient. Not everyone can afford one, right? And so we don't have salespeople. So every customer that calls us for an estimate or a project, they meet my husband. His name's Armando. I don't think we'll ever have salespeople, because when people call us, they're really calling for him, and then having them trust us to let our team do the install. It's a hard sell, but we've built a name for ourselves. The reason I brought up that we don't have salespeople is not to knock people that do, because there's a need for them. But we have solutions in mind when we meet our customers. We're not trying to meet a quota or make a commission. We're just trying to solve their problem. And it's a beautiful part of business to be in.
Yeah, well, I mean, how awesome is that? You go from being employed by another company to, this whole pandemic thing it's a blessing in disguise, right?
It was. And the pivotal point for us was he worked for a really cool company that we loved. And so like electricians job hop. They just, it's part of the trade. Whoever's going to give them $1 raise, that's where they're going to go. And my husband's no different, right?
Sure.
But he was with a really great company, really great benefits, and we decided that's where he was going to retire from because it was like, I need stability. We don't need $1. We need 401k, things like that.
Yeah.
Well, when he got laid off, our benefits were cut the same day, and we have 4 kids.
Oh my gosh.
So that was kind of like an eye-opener for us, and we at that moment we were like, we're gonna try this. It was pretty crazy to try it in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes. Yeah.
But it worked because everybody was stuck in their homes, and they didn't like their ceiling fans it was meant to be.
That's
right?
awesome. No, that thing, some things happen by accident. This doesn't sound like it was an accident.
Sounds divine.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah.
I'm super happy to meet you because electricity scares the bejesus out of me.
As it should.
Yeah. I don't like messing with it at all.
Yeah, you can do ceiling fans and stuff. You don't need us.
I don't want to do that either.
You should ask my wife if I can do ceiling fans.
So like a year ago, I did a marketing campaign that said, call us to fix it when your husband fixes it.
Yeah.
It wasn't received very well.
that was aimed at me, and I appreciate the humor in it. That's good.
Well, my husband's not allowed to do plumbing because he doesn't know what he's doing. So anyway.
Well, I was going to ask on the generators, are you guys doing a lot of like natural gas ones?
Yes.
So you're having to partner with a plumber?
Yes, we partner with plumbers, and we're always looking for new partnerships. It's lucrative for plumbers.
For sure.
It is definitely a niche type of install, but we partner with plumbers and HVAC companies all the time, and sheetrock guys to fix what we mess up, because we make a lot of holes.
Yeah.
So we're always partnering with other trades, and we're pretty loyal, and our customers are too. So we're 99% referral based, which means they come from another customer. So it's amazing. We don't do a lot of advertising or anything like that. So
and you mentioned earlier that there's more cost efficient or cost effective generator brands and things like that. I know Generac's one of the big ones. What are some of the other ones that are like more cost efficient?
So Kohler is a good brand. There was a time where Kohler was more expensive than Generac, and they're pretty neck and neck now because of the freeze. Everybody's pretty competitive on their pricing. But some of the portable generators, the larger ones, there's a huge difference in investment level. So
for sure,
you can get a decent portable generator for about $2,000 versus $15,000 and over, and you can still stay pretty comfortable in your house. You don't need a full home generator, and those are easily accessible. And so, I mean, when you think about investment from $2,000 to $15,000, those are two different markets we're serving, right? And so we sell a lot of portables, but if we have to mark it up, we'll tell you where to go to get it with no markup, because we're in the business of relationships and not getting rich off of one customer.
Well, I'd say you don't get to 99% referral rate without being in the relationship business. That's pretty impressive.
It's amazing, but it's also scary because there's no room to fail, right? The moment you're late or something, it's because your customers speak so highly, right, of you, and you can't let them down. It's a burden, but it's a beautiful thing, and we're so thankful for it. We're so thankful for it.
Awesome. Well, anything else you want to let everybody know before we? We are licensed and insured, and there's no project that's too large or too small for us. We want to be able to do everything, and in May I get emotional. We'll be in our 3rd year of business. Oh, wow. Congratulations.
And we're very, very grateful.
Absolutely.
But thank you for having me.
Oh, and thank you. And
congratulations on everything. That's so cool.
If people want to reach out to you and get a hold of you,
they can go to yourfavoriteelectricians.com or call our office at 281-909-4299. And on all social media, we're Arc Electric and Lighting. So
okay.
Very cool.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, we're ready for the next guest. We're having a good time so far, man, aren't you?
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
We've had some laughs.
Yeah. All right, guys, I got a very special guest. We'll be right back. With Mr. Christian Scott. Step right up there and put that microphone really close to your mouth so people can hear you.
What's up?
There you go. All right, so tell us about this group you put together. Like what's the origin story? Nobody killed your uncle or anything, right?
What?
Nobody killed your uncle or anything?
No,
okay.
no. So I actually started this group I started this group 3 years ago, and it was me and my wife. We were the first 2 members. And I started this group because I wanted more business. And once I saw the community take a hold of it, I just let it go all the way public. And here we are.
Right.
So it's really grown. We have like 46,000 people on there, and that's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I've really been able to meet some really great people, other people that are doing really great things in the community, and I'm really excited to continue to work with everybody here.
But kudos to you for talking your wife into joining. I mean, like getting your wife on board's half the battle right there. Once you got her, the other 46,999 was just cake.
Yeah, man, and it takes a lot of time away from her, but she's really supportive, and I'm very thankful for that. And she sees what we're doing, and she believes in it. So
it's awesome. So what was your what's your business?
I do a lot of general contracting. The past 6 years, I've done a lot of work with my own hands.
Okay.
I've tied rebar, I've painted, I've done everything there is to do with a house, and I've worked for investors only. So that I've been able to just do one project after another, over and over and over and over. And so it all kind of blends in after a while, and I'm able to now step back out of the field and use my management skills with all of the customers, and I'm able to just give a seamless, good, smooth process for their investments.
Awesome.
And I'm trying to branch out and do investing myself as well.
Okay, you're trying to pick up some property.
Yep.
There you go.
I've done a lot. I've done the contracting side. I've done the investing side, partnered with other partners, and I've done wholesaling as well. So I know. I've always said it's kind of like a triangle, and I know every point, so I know what somebody wants.
Awesome.
And I have the network. If I don't know something, somebody else does.
That's what I was curious. So what makes a good member of the network? How can somebody get the best use out of this group?
I think the best thing is just be reliable. The biggest thing that I see people, and that I even have problems with sometimes, is people don't want to show up to work. So, look at all these people. Yeah. I guarantee you all these people are showing up to work. Mm-hmm. And they're all coming here and they're hustling, and they want to make that money. And so does everybody else. So it all comes together.
Step one is do what you say you're going to do, right?
Exactly.
Pretty basic principle, and it applies to almost every business in the world.
Yep.
For sure.
If you do that, you're gonna have that referral. You're gonna have that customer that wants to keep coming back and over again. Yeah.
And it spreads. Yeah, it's really great. And there's so much knowledge in this room. And one thing that I've seen is all these people that are at the top of their game, they're willing to give back. Yeah. All the education that they've learned, everything that I learned, if somebody asks me a question, if I don't know it, I'm going to find the answer.
And like most good people are willing to share that information with you. Like they're not being selfish with it.
Yeah. Dude, there's how many people are in this city? Like millions? There ain't no competition.
No.
Look how many people are here. We couldn't service the whole city here.
No.
There's plenty of work.
Yeah, there's enough to go around.
We can only just grow together, collaborate.
That's something that took me a long time to learn. When I was young and ambitious, I thought everybody was against me, right?
Yeah.
And then once I realized, in a perfect world, there's no means to scale to service everyone.
Yeah.
And you can't be a jack of all trades because you'll be a master of none. That old saying didn't come up by accident. So these types of events, you get to network. Like she was talking about, you're a really good electrician, but you're cutting holes in drywall. Well, you have no business doing drywall work.
Exactly.
Get a guy.
Yeah.
This is a great place to find a guy.
Yeah, and I think it's great. And we have a lot of things that we're rolling out, more tools for people to use.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited, and I think it's gonna take hold, and so hopefully we can.
In your mind, what's next? Like what's next for this group?
I think making sure that these type of settings happen consistently. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest thing that we're trying to do is put together groups of contractors that are trustworthy and reliable, so that you don't have to go out there and guess who you're hiring.
Right.
You already know that you're hiring somebody trustworthy, because that's the biggest thing. I don't want to trust somebody with $20,000 and then run away with it. That's not okay.
No.
So.
Yeah.
No, I think that's good, man. And then before we let you go, you guys had everybody bring some toys tonight.
Yeah.
And what's all that for?
So one of my really, really close friends, he had a daughter that passed away to cancer, and they went through, and that really took hold in me because I have kids the same age, and our kids were supposed to grow up together.
Yeah.
And I know that during Christmas time, those families don't need to be worried about toys. They should just be worried about what they're going through.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to at least try to help out a little bit. And even a couple weeks ago, I had to take my daughter to the Texas Children's Hospital for about a week, and the toys there definitely helped.
Oh, really?
So I was able to while we were there, I figured it was a good opportunity to talk to some of the managers in the hospital, and we talked to them, and I was able to get something worked out to where I could bring the toys there, and they go directly to the playrooms and to the.
So these are all going to Texas Children's.
Yes, I'm going to take them there tomorrow. So
I'm
excited.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
awesome.
excited.
The hospital. There's no differentiation in a hospital setting, right? Everybody from all walks of life comes.
Yes.
And even I ended up there last Friday and Saturday with my own daughter, and it's not a lot of fun when you're there. You grab kind of. It doesn't matter. I mean, you may be there for a long-term treatment plan of some sort of chronic, medical situation, but it could be just an emergency room visit.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I was fortunate enough to have. But you grab a couple things and you're out the door, and then you realize you're sitting in a waiting room for 7 hours. That's a real
nothing
thing.
to do.
And when you have a toddler, that's
the
a
worst.
wreck.
That's the worst.
She was in so much pain. I had a 2-year-old on me for 7 hours, and she was great.
And when you have those toys there, that's something they can kind of remember from home. I think it kind of comforts them. So.
Make it human. It's an unnatural experience.
Yeah, they're doing great things at those hospitals, and I can only try as hard as I can.
That's. I mean, it's not a small dowry. You have quite a significant gathering of toys. That's really awesome that you guys are doing that.
Yeah, and so kudos to everybody that brought toys tonight. So that's just an awesome gesture to take care of some, kids that aren't feeling great.
Yeah. And I'm hoping every event I'll probably try to. I have a lot of people that I would say are asking for help, and one thing that I try to do, and one thing I've always tried to do with this page, is make sure that the people that are asking for help is genuine.
Yeah.
I've started this page to be homegrown, and I want to keep those roots strong.
Yeah.
And we've helped a lot of people, and I want to continue to help people
awesome.
where we can.
Cool. Well, anything else you want everybody to know before we kick you off the stage?
I'm just very thankful for you all to show up.
And
we put a lot of hard work into this, and it's taken. I can't tell you how many late nights I've spent on Facebook giving advice or trying to talk people through things, and it's not easy. And my wife's been very, very supportive, and it's been a great experience.
Awesome. Well, it shows that you've been putting in a lot of hard work, man, because a lot of hardworking people showed up tonight to support you.
Yeah, and Christian Waldo and Chris Chinelli, oh my God, they are the best at what they do. So I'm very thankful, and I think these events are just going to get bigger over time, and we'll get more rooted into this community. I think the more people talk about it, the bigger these things will get, and the more opportunities will come for everybody.
For sure. Yeah. And if people want to work with you, got a question for you, want to get a hold of you, is there a good way to do that?
I'll just hit me up on Facebook.
Facebook?
That's the easiest way. I try to keep everything there.
Uh-huh.
If you're left on red, just give me a couple minutes. I'll get to you, I promise, and we'll get to we'll talk whatever you guys want to talk about. So
awesome, man. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you.
Very cool. Good to meet you
guys.
Nice to meet you.
All right, and Christian will be up here in a minute to bring us our next guest. Thank you for sitting down with us.
Picture.
All right, we got our next guest, Austin with A&W Dumpster Rentals, which I was just...
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Dumpster Rentals.
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay, so this is like a pretty new business, right?
Yes, sir. So we've actually been it's been in the works for about 6 months.
Okay.
However, we've only been operational for about 7 weeks, but it's been going great. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been in the works for a while. However, we finally, got it to fruition about 7 weeks ago.
Okay.
Awesome.
And if I'm familiar with the way that something like this works, you guys bring a dumpster to a property,
Yes, sir, of course.
leave it there, fill it up, and you guys come and pick it up.
Yes, sir, of course. So we do offer short-term rentals. That's kind of what we specialize in. And so we do offer 3-day and 7-day rentals as well.
Okay.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
are you primarily targeting a certain market, like residential, commercial, industrial? Like, what's your?
So contractors and homeowners. So contractors, mainly remodelers, stuff like that. We're not biased to any other, industries, stuff like that. However, for the homeowners, there's a lot of, garage cleanouts, backyards junk that you want to get rid of. I mean, just today alone, I had a lady call me about a 25-yarder. She's got like a 3,500 square foot house, and she wants to clean out a bunch of shit. So she's like, hey, I have this size house. I got a lot of rooms. I got a lot of stuff in the garage. I got a lot of stuff in the backyard that I want to get rid of. And I was like, honestly, I think you'd be best set with our 25-yarders. So mainly we do focus with, construction, contractors, remodelers. However, we do work with a lot of homeowners that want to just, get rid of stuff that's in their backyard.
Oh, okay.
Their garage, stuff like that.
I need 3 at my house.
Do what?
I need 3 at my house.
Hey, we got you. We got you. When do you want them delivered?
So I mean, how many units are you guys up to? Like,
Yes, sir. So like I said, we're just now kind of starting off. So we do currently have 10 total dumpsters. So we do have 15-yard, 20-yard, and then 25-yarders. However, as we grow, I think next month we're going to actually, add another dumpster to our fleet. But right now we do have 10. We are always available and reliable and stuff like that, just depending on availability. However, we have started to, kind of get, I guess you could say, booked up. And so we are looking to expand in the near future.
Well, somebody may hear that 10, but that's actually quite a bit. And you're turning those. It's not like these are staying on a job site for 60, 90 days necessarily. It could be only there for a couple of days and come and get it.
Yes, sir. So we definitely focus on short-term rentals, the 3 and 7 days. There's a lot of companies that will do those long-term rentals. However, I kind of, bread and butter would be, those short-term rentals, those contractors that are, doing remodels on a house. They don't want to spend, 3 months on it. They're just remodeling a kitchen.
Yeah.
Want to do a demo. They fill it up. We take it out.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Which is a good deal for them. I mean, because nobody likes hauling garbage. I mean, it slows them down to have to run to the dump site or whatever it is.
It's expensive.
Exactly.
It is
really
expensive. When's the last time you took something to the dump yourself?
Oh, don't ask me that.
It's crazy expensive.
Then I'd have to tell you what I took to the dump.
And so that brings me to, you just talked about price. And so with us, we're very competitive. We've seen rates that are double than ours for the same amount of dumpster and for the same rental days. So with us, we definitely wanted to stay competitive. Obviously, we're in business to make profit.
Yeah.
However, we always want to stay, our business model wants to be underneath, most of our competition. So.
Very nice. Do you have a specific service area in mind? Have y'all set up how far you're willing to go?
Yes, sir. So we typically stay in the Montgomery County area. However, we will go to Harris County, we'll go to Humboldt, we'll go to other counties. It will be a service charge for those miles, just depending on if you're over that 25-mile radius that we operate in Montgomery County.
Yeah, that's something that everybody's accustomed to these days with the gas is actually, and diesel is actually somewhat affordable right now. But
it's going down. Thank God.
Y'all start shopping at Kroger for your groceries, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and then on the dumpster itself, I mean, I've worked with some of these different companies in the past. Like, you can't go over the edge of the top, right? I mean, like, you guys have the same kind of...
Say that louder for the people in back.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you get one, you get in there and you stomp it down because you want to get as much out of it as you can.
Exactly.
But like there's safety reasons for that, right?
Yes, sir. There is, of course. We've actually just ran into this yesterday with someone overfilled it to where it was toppling over. Unfortunately, we obviously cannot haul that because we have to obviously look out for we have to travel probably 20 miles to take it to the dump, and we don't want any, things falling off, hurting people and stuff like that.
And I appreciate that.
Yes, of course, of course. If you're falling behind a dumpster, you don't want shit falling off, But we definitely will either if it's a swap out, or we'll try to put the stuff that's over, the allowed, line into their new dumpster. If not, we're gonna have to just throw it to the to the side and then go dump it and then come pick it back up. Yes,
but
sir.
I'm sure all of those terms of service are disclosed at the time of rental.
Yes, sir.
It's not like you're showing up and being like, oh, hey, you stacked it too high. No, they already knew that.
Yes.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't try to
just
pull
standing
a
over
fast
there with their
one.
fingers crossed, like he's not going to say anything.
I think they'll take it. I think they'll
even
take
though
it.
some people would be like, oh, I didn't know that was in the service contract. Well, sir, you did sign that before we dropped it off.
It's not my fault you didn't read it.
Exactly. I mean, we definitely do try to accommodate because we know that, it's you got a dumpster for a reason, and you want to put as much stuff as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So we will try to tarp it down, strap it down as much as we can. However, there is a certain, limit to what we can take, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
so moment of honesty.
Do what?
Moment of honesty.
Okay.
Have you ever looked in the dump and gone, they're throwing that away, and gotten it out?
Okay, so there has been interesting. I'll say there has been interesting stuff that we have found in dumpsters, but we definitely don't go diving in and seeing what's in there. But if there's something on top, we're like, what is that? I mean,
I'm gonna go take a look.
I mean, might as well, right?
Yeah.
Real quick for my dad, if you're listening, code word Pet
Exactly.
Ritz.
Exactly.
Pet Ritz, Dad.
Exactly.
He'll know what it means. I'm not explaining it to you guys.
All right, so if people, anything else you want everybody to know before we boot you off of here?
We're your family-owned dumpster rental company. We're always competitive for pricing. We're the most professional company you'll ever get in Montgomery County, and we're very reliable. I've never not picked up a phone call, whether it's at 9 o'clock or at 5 a.m. I always make sure our customers are taken care of.
Awesome. And if people want to hire you, work with you, how do they get a hold of you?
Do what?
If they want to hire you, work with you, how do they get a hold of you?
All right, so you guys can either order online at awdumpsters.com. Super easy process. I think it takes like 3 minutes total to book online. Or you guys can give me a call if you want to talk to the guy himself at 936-438-2328.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for jumping up here.
Guys.
Thanks for
Take it
joining us.
easy.
Good to meet you. We'll be back.
I always, real quick, I always told my mom I'd end up on stage in a honky tonk. I finally did it.
It finally
dude.
happened.
You got me there.
I hope my mom's not watching because she always told me, don't you ever. Come on.
Yeah.
Be back. The people at home can hear.
Yeah. Lupe Vasquez.
Lupe Vasquez.
Yes, sir.
I have to tell you, you win the prize for best group of boots on the stage.
Oh, thank you.
Agreed.
There's no actual prize. It's just, heartfelt feelings.
Thank you. Yeah. Sometimes when you work in construction, you don't even get a chance to wear your dance boots.
Right?
Yeah, so I love the whole, who cares about the hotels and the conferences over there? Like, this is what we're about. This is real. I love it. Congratulations.
You also gave us like a little bit of a chill. You brought a whole posse up here.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm Hispanic. What do you think? And we all came in one car. That's right.
So tell us about the organization.
So organically, I've been in the industry for almost 10 years in concrete, selling concrete for, a very, I don't know, y'all might charge me for the commercial, right? But a global supplier.
Okay.
And this is how I started my journey in construction, out in the field, interacting with our contractors, understanding that they are pretty much building our community, but we need to build them too.
Right.
Right? So organically, in construction, we're awesome people in construction. I mean, we share contacts, we help out our partner, safety, you name it, everything. We're always laughing. We have a really tough job, but there's always laughter and, companionship and everything. And I said, but who's thinking about them? So thinking about the niche, Hispanics in construction, we found that there was a need. There was a need because we got personally, I got very tired of hearing stories of no pay.
Yeah.
Hearing stories of, I've done so much work and I'm getting the runaround, and I found this guy on Facebook and now he's not showing up. I mean, who hasn't seen those ads, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I think that you can take advantage of this tool to make sure that it doesn't happen to the next person. What we did was pretty much organically, we do it all the time, but I think if you come together and work together, that's when you really make a difference. Also, culturally, you need to share the information.
Right.
Sometimes we keep it to ourselves, and the industry needs to keep growing. The need is there. So if you talk to me about, data and business, I love business, demographically, and there's data to prove it, we are a majority, right? Hispanics. So especially here in Houston. So thinking 2044, a lot of the growth will depend a lot on a Hispanic entrepreneur.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but we want to make sure they're ready for that, because we understand the bridge that we need to make sure that we're taking care of the gap, and that comes from education. So we offer workshops to show our guys, how to be, first of all, keep them safe and sound. I can show you how to make the big bucks, but first I got to show you to stay safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to come home at the end of the day.
You got to come home at the end of the day.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor
That's
by
right.
being safe.
That's right. So one of our pillars is health and safety of Hispanics in construction, and we cater to the employee, we cater to the contractor, and we cater to our future generation.
Yeah.
So, we have a campaign going on nationwide where we're putting out safety vests out there and making sure that everybody knows that we need to keep them safe and sound. And then after that, obviously, education. Education is a big piece of it. So a lot of the journey of a Hispanic in construction, you start as an employee and you say, you know what, I can do this on my own, because there's an entrepreneurial spirit there.
Yeah.
But when you do that, you might not do it the best way, the right way. You kind of just do it. And I give a lot of credit to our contractors for doing that, because it takes a lot.
Yeah.
You might have all the papers in line, you might have all the certificates in line, but sometimes it takes guts to say, I'm gonna go on my own, that.
Yeah.
And so we have to respect that. These guys go on their own, they have their crews, they're leaders, but we just need to make sure that they have the resources, the information, and everything out there to keep growing, because the industry needs it. Like I said earlier, at the end of the day, we need from each other.
Yeah.
And we all play a role on this, and we just want to make sure that even our future generation understands how rewarding it is to work in construction. And we're the voice. We call it la voz de la construcción, and we're just pretty much screaming it out loud and proud.
That's a little off topic, but I make a children's educational show, and one of my favorite things to do is to show kids skilled trades.
Right.
That these are actual incredible career paths that you can take. You can make a lot of money.
Oh yeah, tons of it.
Be self-employed and be the master of your own destiny.
That's right. And you don't even, construction has a perception of dirty, dust and
everybody
hard
has to
work.
start somewhere, right?
Yeah,
but at the same
course.
time,
Yeah, but no, we're even doing grants and scholarships for the guys that do not want to go to high school to go ahead and learn how to be a good estimator, a good project manager. And I'm not sure if she's around here, but she's my partner. She's the only Hispanic Latina that has a trade school here in Houston.
Oh, wow.
And we're partnering up so that the kids of our members do not have to go through the learning experience of losing money and time and all that good stuff. No, let's just put them where they need to be. So our mission at USCON is for our future generation to have that information from the get-go. They don't have to go learn the hard way.
Yeah.
They could be estimating tomorrow and making some good money and contribute to our industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, what you're doing is you're providing a community, you're providing education, you're providing resources. I mean, I think it's such a valuable thing. I mean, no matter what community you're in, but it very much reminds me. Are you familiar with? I think it's Paul Bet David.
What is it?
Paul Bet David.
Okay.
But he's a Hispanic guy that just recognized within that community there was a lack of education around life insurance.
A lot.
And he built an empire on educating and then providing them with the product
That's right.
And then the financial resources as an investment tool. And so you're kind of doing the same thing where it's like, look, there's a different way to do this business.
Right.
There's a way to go about it where you're not shortchanging yourself, and you can actually compete with everybody and probably do a better job.
No, exactly. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, the most important thing is we need to understand it doesn't matter what race you are. You need to understand the value we bring to our industry. We're building our communities, and that's very valuable. We're worth a whole lot. And in our council, what we do is, so if you understand how much you're worth, you better be charging right too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what we do is we educate people to charge correctly. Why settle to be the guy that just gets whatever someone else wants to pay? No. We're teaching our guys to understand they are very valuable. All it takes is to invest in yourself, because there's something someone cannot take away from you, and that is your self-investment, right? You can invest in real property, you can invest in real estate, you can invest in whatever you want. But something that no one will ever take away from you, doesn't matter what race it is if you invest in your own self. And we want to make sure that our contractors and future generation understand that when you invest in yourself, I mean, your return of investment is, you know what I'm saying? So we're here building Houston.
How do people get plugged in with you? I mean, do they find you like on Facebook?
So if you go to Facebook, you can find me. How it all started about 10 years ago in the industry, La Reina del Concreto, which is the concrete queen. And from there, I turn around and just make sure I love sales, I love marketing, I like bringing people together. I consider myself more like and you guys are too. We're all Cupid of construction. Yeah. We just bring people together, and I don't have to be the pro at anything. You have to understand these guys are the pros at what they do, and you got to respect them for that. I'm sure I would never even come close to know what they do, but that's not my role. My role is just to make sure that guy and that guy connect. And what I love about events like this, culturally, we need to teach everyone to do that. I met someone at the booth over here, and then I went to the bar, and the guy I just met over here went and told the other guy, hey, I have someone you need to meet.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what it takes. That's what we need to do. Sometimes we want to keep it all to ourselves, but sometimes we don't understand when you share the knowledge, you share everything, these are the things that happen, and then the real deal happens, right?
Sure.
There's always going to be people that are going to stay in their role. But we have to be leaders. We got to, somebody has to be ahead and making sure we're pushing, because construction, I mean, come on, it's one of the top 6 industries in the economy. If it's moving, we're essential, right? That's what they said. So we need to know what we're worth.
Yeah. So I'm excited for what you guys are doing. I had no idea it's been going on for 10 years. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's been. It doesn't feel like it. I guess when you're having fun, a lot of people say, how can you work? How can you post that? Talking about Facebook and how all this happened. Do you sleep? You post at 2 a.m. and you post at 11. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. But who was the one who posted the whole thing about a momentum? It's so addicting.
Yeah.
Who was that? Today, one of the Chris.
I think that was Christian.
Yeah, that was Christian. Yeah, you get addicted when you see that people are having success, and you were a little piece of it. You know that it's working, and you just want to keep going.
Well, I appreciate you sitting down with us.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
It's really good to meet you.
Yeah, no problem. But thank you to everyone that's here.
Yeah.
That's what we need. And I really look forward to one day. This place is too small for us to handle this business. So I'll make sure I'll bring more cars full of Hispanics next time.
With the boots. That's what we need. We need the sparkly boots.
Thank you
so much.
Hey, we need to invite you to our little club one of these days.
Come on, bring me.
I gotta show you how to dance.
Oh,
you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
All right.
Craig's ready.
We'll sign Kevin up because he's not here tonight. That's
Kevin would be great at it. Kevin's going to be awesome.
Okay. Well, we're ready. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for the time here and the opportunity for being here.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.
What's that?
I couldn't hear. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm supposed to know something?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, no.
You're not just a pretty face.
All right, I'm gonna pretend here.
Far from it.
So tell us about yourself and tell us about your company a little bit.
Okay, so I'm Salim Escobedo. I'm with Everson Equity. The owner of the company is only 24 years old. And what he did, he graduated from Harvard, has a psychology degree, doesn't use it in what we do, but he does business, creative business funding. So what happens is in business, he owns a business and he saw the hardships where the banks ask for too much because they want super safe, guaranteed, you're
Right.
going to make it. But we know that a lot of successful businesses, you've had to take a risk. And that's what he comes in and he kind of knows the models where we can be creative in getting you money. And that's what we do. So a lot of people that normally would not get funded, we fund them. Now, there is stipulations, and that's where we would come in and have a conversation with you. A lot of times you may be off by just a little bit to get a line of credit. And the great thing we wanted to come here for contractors is because contractors sometimes, you want to bid a bigger job, but you're like, if I get the job, now I have to go through financing. How am I going to get that money? So what we do is we get you the money, have the line of credit ready. So if you get the job, it's there already, and you start using it right away. One thing I forgot to say is that most of our programs, you have no interest for the first 12 to 24 months.
Oh, wow.
You use it, no interest, zero interest.
How does that, I mean, even if the project is going to wrap up previous to that timeline?
Well, we have very, very good relationships with banks. We're not even going with private money. A lot of people think we're going with, certain, I don't want to say creative because we are creative, but things that are normally very unusual, we're not. We're actually going with banks.
Okay.
But we know how to get you through that. We know the loopholes. We know that sometimes it's one little thing, and that's the reason you didn't get approved. Because, the bank's very broad. I used to be a mortgage lender, very broad, on why you didn't get approved. And you're like, what does that mean? Well, we don't. We know why you're not getting approved. And it's one little issue that maybe your credit card was over 25% in use. And you need to be under 20. We know all those. Now, not me, but the owner.
Right.
I do more of the marketing side and tell you about the products, and he comes in and he breaks it down. This is what your problem is. He's I tell people, I'm 47, he's 24. He's like one of those kids. Obviously, he went to Harvard, but, that's a whiz kid. That's who he is.
Doogie Howser of lending.
Yes, like that, pretty much. Yes, yes.
So what size projects do y'all go after? Like, is there a minimum? Is there a maximum?
Most of the time, we're open to everything, and we're also open to individuals, but we specialize in commercial. That's what we specialize in. Because we're really trying to get higher amounts, but normally our commercials start off at $150, and they max out at $2 million.
Okay.
My brother, actually, let me give you a perfect example. Went to the credit union. They got him a $40,000 line of credit. He's a contractor. He only got that a month ago. So I told him, let us see what we can get you. This week, we got him $500,000.
Oh, wow.
That's a big step up from 40,000.
Same document. Same documents. Credit union is easier than a bank, right? Wow. Everyone knows that.
Sure.
They gave him 40. We gave him $500,000.
Well, that's incredibly important, especially for some of these contractors, like a lot of the folks we have here, that are scaling so quickly and so rapidly.
Yes.
You have to have the financial backing to support that growth.
Yes.
It sounds like you guys are good about thinking outside of the box
Yes.
to create that availability.
So we're the solution to a lot of the growth, that people are stuck. I've talked to contractors and they're like, I want to grow, but they're not seeing my project when we present it differently.
Yeah. So, I mean, for people who are kind of just getting into business, how would you describe the difference between like a line of credit and a loan?
Well, a line of credit is open. You can have it there, not use it until you need it. And then on top, the 12 to 24 months, no interest, versus you have, if you get a loan, you have to start paying interest on it right away.
Right, and you have to take ownership of that lump sum of money, right? And
exactly.
So once you receive that, you're paying interest,
immediately,
compounded.
So make sure you do something with it right away.
Yeah. Right.
Versus a line of credit. What if you don't get the job?
Right.
What if you don't and it's sitting there? Now, normally a bank won't do that. Normally a bank wants you to have, I want the contract, all these underwriting, because they're super safe. That's what they're trying to do. With us, we see the potential. We put it together in a package where it makes sense to the underwriter. That's our specialty.
Within your time at the company, what was the most, if you can tell us, I know there's non-disclosure agreements and legal stuff that I don't get, but of your time with the company, what's the most interesting job you guys have funded?
I think my brothers, just because I can prove to you the 40,000, being super safe.
That is really cool.
To $500,000.
Okay.
I think that one, that's personal, and I got to see it. I got to see both sides of it, how the bank was, I understand they have their guidelines, but they're almost, and again, I used to be a mortgage lender, it's almost like find a reason to not approve. On ours, it's backwards. Find a reason to approve.
Well, yeah, that's something that I think about all the time is that, banks and, they're not in the business, they're not necessarily in the people business. They're in the business of taking money and making more, right?
Yes.
And so they have a box that they have to fill, and everything has to fit perfectly. And when it doesn't, that's when people get denied, right?
Yes.
And so you have the flexibility to look outside of that box and say, okay, on paper, maybe it doesn't look great, but they have the opportunity to do this incredible project. We've seen their history. We know they're smart people. They're going to succeed.
And that's what they saw. What they saw, how we got him approved, is he went back and we got to present all his projects that he's done. He's done projects in Cancun. He's done projects locally, small, big. He's bought and sold. And they saw and say, wow, everything he's done is profitable.
Yeah.
So we can take a bigger risk. We'll take a $500,000 risk. And there you go.
Very cool. Very cool.
Awesome.
So, how do people find you?
Well, I'm going to give them my cell number because, my cell number, I don't know if this is going to be out. It's 409-549-4919.
Okay.
Epperson Equity.
And then are you guys on social media? Do you guys have a website?
We don't market because what we do is we do this more on one-on-one.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty much how we do it, and then we get referral based. You can see how people refer people to us.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
jealous.
Yeah, so we don't
awesome.
we don't really need to do it, and we're a small company. There's only on staff there's 3 of us. It's the owner, myself, and Mindy, and that's it. And that's all we need because he has a process of reviewing and being very fast, working late at night. I mean, we're 10 o'clock at night. Like tonight, we're going to leave, drive 2 hours. And on the way there, Mindy's going to be sending him all the information of all the leads that we have. And tomorrow, they're all going to get called.
All right.
So we work very fast on top of that.
All right, give us that cell phone number one more time.
409-549-4919.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so
Really good to
much.
meet
Have
you.
a good night. Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, and we are back. Why don't you tell us your name and the name of your business?
My name is Natalie Larson. I'm with Investor Loan Source.
Scoot up a little bit there so that everyone can
Sorry?
hear. Scoot up a little bit so they can get you the mic. There you go.
Yeah, that chair scoots terribly.
All right.
Almost wanted to shock your chin whiskers. Is what
Gotcha.
So tell us a little bit about your business.
So our business, we are based here out of Houston. The original owner of the company, him and his business partner originally started buying rental properties and apartments. They grew their business to an amount. They opened up a lending company. So that is what we do.
Awesome. So it's mainly focusing on residential properties?
We focus on residential and commercial. We do
you
both.
do commercial both? Okay.
Absolutely.
So is it any kind of loan?
Any type of investment loan.
Any type of investment loan?
Yes.
Do USDA loans fall into that category?
I'm sorry?
USDA loans?
So we do not do USDA loans or any conventional loans.
Uh-huh. Is that considered a conventional?
So it's conventional. We are 100% private.
Okay.
We don't do any FHA, no VA. We're 100% private.
You're not helping anybody get a mortgage on their house. You're trying to help them build their portfolio.
Absolutely. We're here for the people. So say you have a mortgage on your current house, you're getting ready to move, can't sell it, you want to rent it, you get a rental loan on it. That way we can take care of it that way. We also offer, so I know it's a really interesting time in the market. I mentioned that we're 100% privately financed. We're privately financed because we have investment products.
Mm-hmm.
We have funds available where you can place your money as well. So we have different aspects of our business that basically help on both sides, and we keep everything in-house.
You said something that absolutely fascinated me because of where we're at in the real estate market right now. You said you're trying to sell, you talk about the rental loan.
Yes. So I hear it every day. We finished the rehab and we can't sell it. It's just sitting. It's like, I don't know what to do with it. It's like, well, what does your rental look like? Can you do it as a rental? Can you do it as a vacation rental? How does that work for you? Mm-hmm. Did you think of an extra exit strategy when you thought about this? But no, our rental loans, we actually offer 5, 20, and 30-year options. 100% DSCR based, so we're going to make sure it cash flows for you as well.
Well, so and with you guys being private, are you guys able to be a little more competitive on the interest rates that everybody's freaking out about right now?
So our interest rates, we are 100% private capital. Our investors do like being paid, so
sure.
They may be on the higher end, but here's the thing. We can review your deal 100% and tell you if it's a good deal, and since we are 100% private money, our rates aren't as volatile.
Right.
We've raised our rates twice in the entirety of our company.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine your process is not as lengthy and overwhelming. And
so we're 100% asset-based. We're going to look at the property. We do obviously care a little bit more about the borrower, but at the end of the day, is the property good? Is the asset good?
And is the advantage that you guys bring to the table, is it more speed of, being able to move funds on a property, or why would someone choose you over going to a bank is what I'm asking.
So a lot of people come to us, especially newer investors come to us because we have the knowledge back of being able to review a deal, tell you if it's good or not,
gotcha.
And making sure that you're not getting into a bad situation. The other people that come to us are people that have already used their 10 conventional mortgages, or they want to portfolio them because we have portfolio loans. So they'll come to us when they run out of the bank money, or when the hedge funds dry up.
Okay. So, and what are you guys, there's a lot of weird stuff happening in the market right now. The last episode I was reporting on a story out of the UK. People are they're having to take 3% below asking price in the UK right now. And so Redfin and Zillow, they're laying off over 10% of their staff. They're seeing some stuff. What are you guys seeing happening in the market right now?
Ooh, that's a long, drawn-out answer. So as far as the market's concerned, we're still not even at average. If you look back over the last several decades, going back to 1972,
right?
Average market interest rates were about 6%.
Yeah.
We haven't capped it. We won't cap it. I do foresee them going lower. I do foresee them dropping about a point, but it's going to take some time.
Sure.
The biggest thing, I had a conversation with a realtor earlier, that a lot of buyers need to understand, and home buyers too, is when you're looking at a property, it may be worth $450,000 2 years ago. It may have got $500,000 for sale.
Doesn't mean you're going to sell it for that now.
So here's the thing now. Now you're probably selling it for $400,000.
Right.
So you're looking at that margin, whether that interest rate is going to be higher. Even though the interest rate's higher, your product's lower. You're paying the same amount.
Yeah.
True.
So.
Yeah. It's a very interesting thing. Us as homeowners and average Joe, we got used to seeing that 3.25 or 3, and now we're looking at 6 3/4.
Yeah.
Right. And it's going to be interesting to see what the market does with that.
Some of us are old enough to remember when it was in the double digits.
I'd say we've had 2 generations of fantastic interest rates that we got spoiled on.
Yeah, big time.
We're just going to keep that spoiling going on. We're not going to bring it back up to the 70s and 80s. We don't need to do that.
Yeah, that's just
nobody wants that.
I'd say I foresee it going back down, so it'll be okay, guys. I promise.
Well, if people want to get a hold of you, they want to check out the products that you guys use on these investments, how do they get a hold of you?
So best way to get a hold of me, or actually just visit our website. It's www.ils.cash. So that is where all of our products are. We are an extremely transparent company. Or you feel free to give me a call at 713-904-3431.
Awesome. And you guys on social media at all?
Sorry?
On social media at all?
Oh, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we on LinkedIn, you name it.
Okay.
Investor Loan Source.
No funky TikToks?
No TikToks.
Okay, good.
Oh, come on. They're kind of fun.
I like you better already.
What do you have against TikTok, man?
Everything.
Well, yeah, besides the obvious, they can be pretty fun. Let's not go there. Let's get back to the show.
So, thank you so much for sitting down with us. It was really good to meet you.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, have a good night. All right, man. Have you learned anything tonight?
I've learned a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything that stands out in particular?
No, this is great. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize, I did not realize there was like a community of Hispanic contractors. Like that was super cool to find out that.
Absolutely.
I did not know about how private money worked in a lot of ways. I learned a lot about that tonight. And then how someone can go from having a $40,000 line of credit to just changing who they're working with rather than it wasn't a bank, it was what was it?
Private equity.
But it was a credit union, that's what it
right.
was. Yeah. It's credit
no,
union.
he had 40 grand with the credit union.
With the credit union.
And then he started working with her, and he was able to get $500,000.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's life-changing. And the fact also, getting one thing I've never really stopped and thought about, the line of credit versus the loan. That's huge.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, you take a loan, that money, you're responsible for taking ownership
right
of it,
away, yeah.
and you're paying on it from day one. Line of credit, you could have a $500,000 line of credit and say you only use $10,000. Well, you're paying interest on that $10,000, of course.
Yeah.
But
0% for 12 months up to 24 months on a line of credit?
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome.
Where do I sign?
I'm going to buy a house with that. I'm about to teach the Homeowners show a thing or two.
Yeah, that's right. We could expand the show quite quickly. I don't know if we have anybody else tonight.
I don't know. I'm looking around. There's a lot of people in the room.
Where did Christian wander off to? You got anybody else for us, bud? 2 more? Come on. All right, guys. We'll be back in a second with our next guest. Your trailer, we're just going to have a public lynching.
Hey, the reward is bumped up to $2,000 if you find it.
Is it $2,000 now?
It is now.
Guys, you can find the picture of his stolen trailer online. His $2,000 reward.
You need to
I'm the
get
one
it
out
to
hunting right
now. Get the
We may
pictures
just
to
shut the
Grizzly
show
Hood
down.
News, man.
She won't post it. We've already tried.
I talked to her.
Yeah, she said that when she posts stolen items, she's gotten death threats in the past, so
there's
she won't post
liability. It actually got crazy on her. I understand
What
that.
we need like a in search of ad.
Exactly. Exactly. I've been searching the marketplace and offer up and let go, trying to find it.
Dude, I'm so sorry that happened. But anyway, so you've been on the show many times now.
Yes, sir.
So what's new?
Same old same.
Same same?
Still building barndos, still doing some custom homes, some remodels. We've been doing a lot of attic build-outs.
Oh, really?
Lately. We've had an influx of those here lately for whatever reason.
Don't they call them like Texas attics with the staircase that goes up to them? Yeah?
Yep. They're typically a little weird looking because it's an afterthought. So to get to them is like a random doorway that looks like a closet.
Texas basements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Texas attics? No, we all have Texas
They
attics.
go up. We should call them Louisiana basements as well.
Right.
So I'm actually curious because I know you've been doing this for a long time. What in the last 2 years have you seen the prices change the most on as far as like material?
Lumber. Lumber's gone up, and then now it has come way back down.
Okay.
Is it back to pre-pandemic levels?
Almost. It's close. It's still, I'd say, like on a 2x4, we're still 60, 70 cents higher than pre-pandemic, but it's come down a lot. But every other material has went up. Mm-hmm. So that's the issue.
Yeah.
With everybody's prices are rising.
How's the availability of products? Has that improved?
Definitely, 100% has improved. We struggled for a while with some of our suppliers.
Windows.
Windows was a huge deal for a long time. Big delays with Windows. We've since kind of worked through that, found some new suppliers, but just everything's went up. I mean, wires went up, switches. I mean, every last aspect of the build. 8-foot piece of sheetrock right now is around $11, where pre-pandemic we were at like $7.50-ish.
Yeah.
So like I say, some stuff went up, some stuff came back down, but the majority of items that go into a build have went up and stayed up.
Is there something in the build where your clients are taking a cut on something where traditionally they would? I'm thinking sheetrock. Are there other like wall materials that they could be using that are a better price? Are they opting for less quality insulation, or like what? How are they dealing with this? Are they just paying the price, or are they just making adjustments?
They're typically just paying the price.
Really?
We try to work with everybody as much as we can, but it's one of those things, our price is our price at the end of the day. If that's the way that you want to do it, then unfortunately that's where the price is going to fall. Typically, most people will be motivated buyers in the first place. They'll come up with the extra money.
Right.
When you're building custom homes, your clients are typically going to be building something to last a lifetime, a legacy type home.
Absolutely.
Right? So this isn't regular production, builder grade homes.
No, we're not going to Home Depot and picking up your cabinets and whatnot.
I'm not going to knock any specific builders tonight, but I could.
But if you guys want to sponsor the show, we will hawk that stuff like none other.
Right.
So I'm thinking like insulation. Are you guys using foam insulation typically, or you guys?
Yeah. We do foam insulation on basically 100% of our new builds.
Really?
Unless it's a conventional home. Now, conventional homes we don't typically spray foam, but all of our barn dominiums are spray foam. Some will opt to upgrade and go closed cell. Some will stick with the open cell. It just really depends on budget.
There's a pretty big price difference between the two.
Yes, it's about double.
Yeah.
There's an open cell spray foam?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you go to Home Depot and look at the spray foam cans, the ones that say window and door, that's going to be your closed cell stuff.
Gotcha.
Basically, your closed cell is going to create a moisture barrier,
right? Where
an open cell is just like a sponge. If it gets wet, it's going to absorb the moisture.
Stay wet.
Closed cell, it's just going to repel right off of it.
Yeah.
Potential mildew farm.
Exactly.
Well, there's no means to dry it out. Once it's wet forever.
Yeah. Once it's wet, you have no choice but to rip it out. There's no drying it out.
That's the worst.
Yep.
Trying to think what else has been happening in the building world recently. I've been hearing about.
So I've never had a chance to meet you before, but tell me one of the most unique features you feel like you've ever put into a home.
That's a tough one. I'll be honest, we don't really get a lot of people doing a lot of really cool things. We've been doing a lot of really cool doors and stuff lately. Obviously, we've doubled our business year over year, so we're just now getting to the point where we have the kind of clientele that wants to do the cool
extremely
stuff.
Custom stuff.
Exactly. We're just now getting to that point, so we're doing a lot of like really cool, big like sliding doors and garage doors in the living room type.
I was going to ask about that. Have you done some of those big glass ones that are
yeah. We have one. Well, actually, we have two that are currently being built right now that have big, huge doors in them.
Because I've looked into these. Should I expect to pay, between 10 and 15 grand to get something like that installed?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You can expect to pay somewhere between 9 and 12 just for the door
just
itself.
For the material, yeah.
And then, another $3,000-4,000 for install.
Do you want one?
Do I want one?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. It'd be really cool. I'd love to have one.
I've seen them. I've even seen them where it's like a half one that they put over the kitchen counter.
Yeah.
So you can open up your kitchen counter to the outside.
Yeah. Yep.
So cool.
But at the same time, where we live, that's good for like 17 days a year.
Yeah. True. Very true.
I'll take them.
But I want it. I want it. Don't get me wrong. I want it.
Well, and you guys just opened up your office with the new showroom and everything, right?
Yeah. So we rebranded.
Yeah.
We kind of gave the company a little facelift, new logo, new colors, things like that, and we did a ribbon cutting with the was it Lake Conroe?
Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce. We're in two of them, so I get them confused.
What's the other one?
Conroe.
It's Lake Conroe and then Montgomery.
Yeah, we're in Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce and then Montgomery Chamber of Commerce as well. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
I have trouble differentiating the two.
It's hard to remember all that. You want to make sure you get people's brand right,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Anything else you want everybody to know?
No, I don't. Nothing special. You can contact us online. Visit our website www.southernluxhomeinnovations.com. 936-205-1617 is the phone number.
You can tell you're not the office manager.
Exactly.
You don't call it all that often, huh?
I feel like my 7-year-old trying to remember her mom's phone number right now.
Well, good deal, man. Dude, it's always good to see you.
What was that?
It's always good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
You. Good to see you too, man.
Yeah.
You too, Mr. Cowboy Jack.
Thank you, sir.
We see you on our TV every now and then.
Your kids tune in? You'll have to take a photo. And say,
exactly.
You should have put on the Texans episode. We just got done filming with the Houston Texans. It was awesome.
Cool. We'll definitely check it out.
So you got a fan right there.
I know. It feels good. It feels
somebody knows who you are.
I can see it in his eyes, actually.
You facilitate some quiet time at their house.
I could see it in his eyes.
There was a couple people like, who's the guy in the middle? I said, man, that's Cowboy Jack.
That's awesome. You ready? Let's do it.
All right. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Nice to see you, bud.
Nice to meet you.
All right, and we're back with Crystal from Rogel Gutters. So, are you guys an installation company?
No, we do gutters.
Yeah, what do you mean? You install the gutters?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, is it mostly new construction, or are you replacing old ones for the most part?
We do both. Sometimes people don't have any gutters and they want to get some to help protect their foundation, their fascia, their soffit, everything they need to protect from the water. We'll install that. And some people have a very old gutter system that they need replaced because it's not functioning anymore.
Yeah. What is the biggest issue with people's gutters? Like when they're older, is it just like they get filled with gunk, or is it just like they're worn down and bent and like what?
The biggest issue people have is their very old gutters, and the installation process is quite a bit different now, and it's a better system. It's installed with brackets instead of like the giant nails, if you've ever seen an old gutter system.
Yeah.
And those, it's just like a nail hole. Once it's there, you can just slide that nail in and out. And once it slides out, you can pop it in all day long, and it's just going to keep popping out.
Yeah.
So those are the systems that you have to replace because there's just no quick fix for that. You have to replace it.
And there's nothing worse than a gutter that doesn't work. I myself have been the victim of self-installation on some plastic gutters.
Not a good idea.
It was not a good idea. It did not go well. My wife wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy then.
You can do more damage.
I have a builder, a track builder home, nothing fancy. They did gutters all the way around when we built. And one of our biggest problems is I can tell you the downspouts are not accurately sized. When we get a really good rain, it cannot handle all the rain that's coming. So I'm sure that's a big part of y'all's business as well.
It is.
And there's math that has to go into this. It's not as easy as just what Craig did.
Yeah. No, you have to have the right system that's going to be good for your house. Some people have really crazy steep roofs with a lot of valleys, and when you have that, you need a bigger gutter system.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of water. It pours down all at once, and your gutter will not handle it. And then you'll see the water just pouring over the gutter. So your gutter's not doing anything.
They're doing nothing.
Yeah. And actually, with mine, I'm lucky enough to where it goes over the edge and then back up underneath. It's really special.
Well, and sometimes you really want to get up on a ladder and take a look at that because some roofing companies will just give you like an extra long shingle that hangs over. And if your shingle hangs over too far, you're only getting about 2 to 3 inches of your gutter on a 5-inch gutter.
No, I guarantee you when they built my house, they didn't give us anything extra. So what's the best product out there right now to help with, like leaf guard, keeping leaves and debris out of them?
We use the brand Leaf Blaster Pro. We use that one because it keeps out everything. Pine needles, which are really notorious around here.
That's the worst one.
That's the worst.
Yeah. And it also is so fine that it keeps out the soot that comes down from your shingles.
Really?
Like the little granules. They won't get in your gutters either.
So you don't get like that muddy sediment in the bottom?
Nothing. You will have nothing in your gutters except water by design.
What's the maintenance process like on those?
Well, any guard system that you put on really only requires some maintenance, and that's in your corners. Like if you have a gutter system, you have the splash guard that's set in the corners.
Right.
So when you have a guard on that, anything that comes down in that corner is going to sit on top of that because it's blocked by that splash guard. So that's really the only maintenance that it requires, and that's just occasionally clean out that corner.
I'm willing to do that one.
I'm in.
That's easy. That's nothing. That's nothing.
That's absolutely, yeah, and that's it. They're like...
What percentage of your installs would you say are using the leaf system?
About 60%.
60%? That's good.
And so on top of like the regular cost of just installing the gutters, how much more is it to get that extra guard put on there?
It's considerably more. The guards are actually more than the gutters.
They cost more than the gutters?
They are,
wow.
Yeah.
Can you retrofit with the guard, or do you need the new style gutters?
All the gutters are basically the same style. They're K-style. So they're going to fit because the guards are designed to fit a K-style. Whether it's old or new, it's all the same style. So the guard will fit no matter how old your gutters are.
That's cool.
Yeah. They won't fit on like the plastic ones that are like 3 and 4 inches. They won't fit on that.
See how she was looking at me?
Yeah. I saw some. There was
Calling you out.
a look there. There was a look.
Like that guy. I know that guy.
Mainly residential or residential commercial?
We do all of it. We do a lot of work for home builders, so we have a lot of communities and a lot of new home communities.
Yeah, there's not a lot of those around right now.
No. You never see
every
any.
square inch available.
I know, there's a lot. It keeps us busy, so we're very fortunate that we got the opportunity to do that. So
very cool.
Have you guys ever done any of the pipe gutters?
No, that's a different kind of gutter. Like you're talking about the half pipe gutters.
Yeah.
And those aren't very functioning. They look nice. They're really pretty.
Yeah, they are pretty. Yeah, no, I see them on really pretty homes.
Yeah.
So I assume that they work, but you're telling me they don't.
They serve their purpose, but they're more for aesthetics than function. But they will function.
Yeah. Okay, I'm okay with that. I mean, like the people, that's how they want to spend their money.
Right.
But you guys don't put those in?
No, because those require a different kind of machine. Because when you're doing seamless aluminum,
because you guys have the machine that
has a machine.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But know what you do.
Do what you do. Be good at it.
Yeah.
Well, cool. If people want to get some gutters, how do they get a hold of you?
We are on Facebook and of course on Google. We're on Home Advisor. So any search engine you can use, you'll find us.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Is there a website, phone number?
I'm sorry?
Is there a website or a phone number?
I do have a website, rogelgutters.net, and my phone number is listed on the website. It's on Facebook. It's on Google. You can find it anywhere. Just look up Rogel
If you need gutters,
Gutters.
reach out to her.
All right.
Good to meet you.
All right.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
No, I didn't know so much about gutters. I've never talked that long about gutters.
About gutters? Yeah.
Yeah. Without having my mind in the gutter.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, and we are back with Top Notch.
Garage doors, yes.
Garage doors. And I want to talk about garage doors, but I want to talk about what we were just talking about here on the stage with this scholarship program.
Yes.
So is it specifically for females going into the trades?
Not just trades, anything to do with construction. So,
construction.
Yeah, so the organization is for women in construction, so we help women of all sorts. But I have a friend who owns a trade school, and she has a young lady who's trying to go through the school right now, and most of her students are on government funding, so they have scholarships, and they're put through for free.
Right.
But there's a young lady who we can't get her approved for a scholarship, and she's really, really trying to get through the program. She went through some hard times in her past relationship. It's like a domestic abuse situation, and she's really trying to make a new name for herself. And for whatever reason, we cannot get her approved. It's something to do with like the income in her past relationship. It is what it is. So I partnered with a nonprofit. I myself am not a nonprofit, so I can't give you that write-off.
Right.
But if a business owner wants to donate, they can send it to that nonprofit. They'll put it's for the women in construction, and they'll get to write it off on their taxes at the end of the year.
So how do folks contribute to this? How do they get in touch with you?
Like anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, so
I mean, we're here, but we're also here.
Yeah. So I can share with the link. I can share the link with you guys, and they'll be able to go up on there. It's on our website. And so the nonprofit is actually called 12 Basketfuls Outreach, and they focus on education, not just women in construction, but really anywhere, all kinds of fields. So it's our way to give you that write-off as a business on like the legal sense, if that makes sense.
And how much do we need to raise?
$3,500 will put her through the 8-week program, and she will graduate as an electrician.
That's not much. I mean, like,
that's attainable.
$500.
Yeah.
I feel like we ought to be able to do that here tonight.
I would think so.
Yeah, and that $3,500, that includes her tuition, her tools, all the hands-on training, literally everything.
Awesome. I think that's awesome. I mean, like, the more women in the industry, the better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So tell us about some garage doors.
So I have a garage door company. We repair and replace garage doors on houses and commercial buildings. I've been in the industry for 7 years. I've had the company for 5. I do mostly new construction, so I work a lot with builders. I would say about 90% of the business is new construction. And then, if individual homeowners call me, I'm still able to service it, but it's not like, I guess, my target market, if you were to say.
So you put, whenever you build, you're doing new construction, you put your information on the back of the door, and whenever they need you, they call you, but you do such a good job the first time out.
It never happens. Yeah, so we put our stickers out there. Builders have a 1-year contract or 1-year warranty, so if anything happens within the 1 year, obviously they'll call us out. But after that time, our stickers are there, our cards are there. We make sure to leave some type of an imprint, and then, for future reference, they'll be able to call us.
Great. You know what they say about the garage door business, though, right?
No.
It has its ups and downs.
That's a good one. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Okay.
I hope it has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
He's been waiting for you all night.
I have. I
He's been holding on to that joke.
I've got this one. This is going to be great.
No, that's a good one. Okay.
So what's new in the garage door industry? Like, has there been any advancements in the insulation materials? Maybe the garage door openers? I mean,
openers, definitely. So first, insulation. It's kind of cool, but it's not, unless you're like living or you have something going on in the garage, maybe like a gym or something, it's really not like that significant. So if you have an at-home garage, then maybe get the 2 inches of insulation and it'll help cool temperatures. But really, insulation isn't the biggest thing here. Now, when you go to places where it gets very, very cold, like Alaska, that's where you see like the really high-tech insulation. They're inserting all these chemicals into it to help maintain certain temperatures. It's much beyond Texas.
Glycol heating a garage door.
But as far as openers go, in the last 5 years or so, we've seen some pretty crazy advances. So now, a lot of newer homeowners, they know there's a MyQ technology, so you can control your garage door opener from your phone. If anything, you can open and close it from anywhere in the world. The coolest thing now is Amazon can control it too. So if you opt, it is kind of cool. You can put a camera in there.
No, I'm with you. Like, they can open the door and put the
I see your face.
I understand the value of it, but it's still creepy.
Yeah. Well, so you can get
it stops the porch pirates.
What was that?
Stops the porch pirates,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I see the value.
Yeah.
And you can put a camera on the actual opener, or, there's a feature where the opener itself comes with the camera, so you can literally watch them.
Yeah.
And then if, let's say, it doesn't really happen because Amazon is pretty good, but like, let's say they throw your package in and it breaks, whatever it is, then you have footage of them breaking your package, and it's pretty cool.
No,
but
I definitely see the value in that.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool. So myself, I order a lot of things to be shipped to my house. It's just simple, and especially in the garage door world. So it's nice to know that it's not going to get stolen off my porch, and I don't have to like go on my neighborhood page and be like, does anybody know who this is? Like,
if anybody happened to walk off with,
well, it's the holidays right now, and everybody's got a ton of packages coming in, and the porch pirates is a real concern, so that's a great resource, a great. I mean, I made a funny face, but at the same time, it is a great advancement in that world.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, like they've been promoting that for a while. Are you guys mainly installing metal doors? Are you guys doing any wooden ones or glass? Or?
So I do all kinds of different styles. So mostly aluminum. That's the most popular. That's the most economical.
Right.
Now, I work with a couple of custom home builders. There was actually a gentleman from one of the builders that I work with. He sent his representative tonight. She was here. They do wood overlay. So there's levels to like the cost efficiency. So there's aluminum, then there's wood stained, where it's like an aluminum door where they paint it to look like wood.
Yeah, and they look pretty good. It looks
fantastic.
Then there's like aluminum with wood overlay. So they take the regular door, they glue wood on the outside of it.
Or like
so
a laminate almost.
Mm-hmm, so it's like real wood, but it's not, the door isn't completely wood.
The door isn't wood. It's just the fascia.
Yep. And then there's real wood doors, which I personally just don't recommend because it rains so much here that real wood doors absorb that moisture. It's so humid as well. And in 7 to 8 years, your
sun beats it up.
Very expensive door is trashed. And wood doors, like, I don't know, before I got into the garage door world, when I thought of wood doors, I never realized like how expensive they are, because you think wood and you're like, it can't be that bad. But then you see the price tag and you're like, what?
Yeah. You
see like a $20,000 door and you're like, yeah, no, like $20,000.
Okay.
And you're like, what?
I mean, I love a good garage door, but I don't know.
Not 20 grand love.
Yeah. So, we always, one of our like slogans is like, make a great first impression. So the wood door, yes, it's nice, but there are so many other ways you can get around that style. You can do the aluminum that's painted to look like wood.
Mm-hmm.
Now they even, on Amazon, they have all these like do-it-yourself painting kits where you can paint your own regular door to look like it's wood stained.
Yeah, I'll leave that up to the experts.
Yeah.
That's not for me.
That's a good statement, because we see so many people who are like, well, I can fix it myself, and then they end up in a bigger mess than they originally were, and you're like, well, you should have just called me ahead of
I'm actually the anti-handyman. It's not good, and I've accepted it. I'm at peace with it.
Well, it's important that you've accepted it. That's step
the first
one.
step,
yeah,
right?
That really
you have
is.
a problem.
Yeah.
Have you seen the shift in some of the garage door openers where instead of being on the ceiling, they're now like on the side?
Yeah, so those are called jack shaft garage door openers, and they're wall mounted instead of ceiling mounted.
Yeah.
They're very nice. They're very quiet. They're very good for people who want that overhead storage space. But with all great things, there's a great cost. So
are they really a lot more expensive?
They're probably like double. So like
just
like rough numbers, don't hold me to anything. Like you could probably get like a regular door for anywhere from like $400 to $600. And when you start talking about those openers that are wall mounted, you're looking at $1,000 to $1,200 to $1,400, depending on
When you say wall mounted, are we talking about just the opener, right?
So when you have a regular garage door opener, it has a 7 or 8 foot rail and it picks the door up from the middle of the door.
Right.
When you have a wall mounted opener, it hangs on the side where that torsion tube is, and instead of pulling your door open, it turns the torsion tube and it raises it, but there's no rail.
It's like Batman stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they're like silent because there's no belt jingling, there's no chain.
I have the loudest garage door openers in the world.
Yeah.
And so, like, in your opinion, like, worth it?
Yeah, 100%. If it's in the budget, and I have a lot of custom...
She's like, I'll install those all day long.
I have a lot of custom home builders, and I tell them, I'm like, listen, this is a selling point. Like, if it's within your budget, when you're selling a $1 million house, your $1,200 opener is nothing to you.
Right.
But it is a very big selling point to people with children, because think about it. If your baby is asleep and somebody comes home and opens that garage door and it just sounds like the whole world is going up in flames.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's me. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. And if my wife gets home late, like say she's got girls' night or something, she gets home late.
The whole house.
It sounds like we're dropping Thor's hammer on the house. Like it's intense.
Yeah.
Well, and the kids' room is always by the garage.
Absolutely. Every time.
Or if you have a 2-story home, all the kids' rooms are on the top of the garage. So it's like it's a selling point, honestly, when you think about the luxury of never hearing somebody come into the house. Like,
Money well spent.
Yeah.
Money well spent. And we're not talking about a significant investment. I mean,
We're not
I'm
talking
saying
about crazy.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's nothing, but at the same time, if you're going to do it the way you want it.
Yeah.
And then you're happy with it every day, day in, day out.
Yeah, the way you're going to enjoy it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing about those openers is they do tend to last longer. There's less parts involved. There's less things that could possibly break. So when you have a regular opener with like an 8-foot rail, 7-foot rail, there's so many things that make it revolve. And you could have a little sprocket that breaks. Okay, well now you gotta send somebody out. They gotta pull your opener down. They gotta fix it. When you just have something on the wall that's just turning a tube, it's so much easier. So much less issues. So many like.
I've seen some pretty dangerous videos with those springs popping.
They're very dangerous.
It's crazy.
Kill people.
No, they do. So
Absolutely.
there was probably my worst ever garage door experience. It was right around the time I got into the industry. There was a gentleman who was like a very old school, I can fix anything, I can do it myself. And he tried putting tension onto the springs. So the springs are mounted to a center plate. Then you turn them with like metal tubes, and that's how you add tension to the springs. But what people don't understand is there's so much power behind those springs. So like the average eye has no idea, but that guy was trying to like mess with it himself, and he actually like cut his hand like in half. Like his
Oh my gosh.
wrist was dangling, and then he was stuck in the garage. So he had to Uber to the hospital because he couldn't get his car out. And I'm like, listen, like,
Oh my gosh.
you should have just called me from the beginning. Why would you mess with
I'm surprised
this?
the Uber didn't cancel on him. Like, hey, you ain't getting in here. You're all bloody and stuff.
Yeah. And there are
Put down
like
a tarp.
there are safety stickers and stuff, especially in new construction. We're required to put stickers and hang things to let people know like this is not something to like mess around
but
with.
when the door lasts 20, 25 years, you got the second or 3rd generation owner of that home coming through. They don't care.
They don't care.
Think they can fix that. I mean, like I said, I recognize that I can't fix anything, so I don't. But there are people that try.
No, there are a lot of people, and I always tell them, I'm like, listen, like, do it yourself if that's what you feel safe, but make sure you have good insurance because it's going to be worse when you have to make an insurance claim in the long run.
Very good point.
Awesome. Well, if people want to get their door replaced or worked on, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah. What was the last part?
How do they get a hold of you?
Oh, so I'm on social media, Jazz the Garage Door Girl. I have my Top Notch Garage Door page. We have a website. The best form of contact is always just call me, text me. I get a lot of things on social media, so direct cell phone is good. For the women in construction, same thing. We have a website. We have social media platforms, all of those.
Awesome. Thank you so much for
Very
sitting
good.
down.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you guys
visiting
so
with us.
much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And if anybody is interested in donating in the future, that link will still be available. We're going to be taking donations up until the end of December for this young lady, and hopefully we can come up with the $3,500.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. If you get the chance, put it in the comments on the video. That's a good way for people to see it.
Perfect.
I assume it's clickable.
Yep, it's all digital.
Awesome. Fantastic.
All right, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is our last guest. We're going to shut down for the evening. We're going to come out and visit with you guys. Thank you so much for going on this journey with us. Anything you want to add at the end here?
It was a cool journey, right?
Yeah. Do you want to jump on the mic real quick there? Is that what you're?
Yeah, man. I'll jump on just
Come
for
on.
a quick sec, man.
What you want to say?
Thank you to you guys for being here. First off, I know we changed some things up last minute, and
we made it work.
We made it work, and I really appreciate both of you and your time that you spent up here interviewing everybody, and the content that we'll be able to create from this, splitting up all the clips and getting them out to them so they can promote themselves and use the interviews as content. I think that's going to be great. So, man, can't thank you guys enough.
I think some of the in-depth details that we got from some of these contractors tonight were just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't realize they have the information in them until somebody who's completely oblivious, me right here, starts asking them the questions, and then all of a sudden they've been talking 10 minutes about an aspect of garage doors that they didn't even realize they had so much knowledge.
Yeah. No, I think this is a great addition to the event. And like I said, man, I just really appreciate you guys being here, and I look forward to bringing you out on the next one. We'll obviously we'll talk about it and see if we want to do it the way we did it here, if we want to do it a different way. But man, I think it went great tonight. can't thank you guys enough for being here, and thanks for everybody who watches the Homeowner Show. I hope you guys got some value from all of our awesome sponsors tonight.
Yeah,
putting a spotlight on them. So
absolutely, that's the whole point, man. We want homeowners to have access to these people. We want them to get to know who they are, so that they know what an expert looks like in their field.
Right.
So that they can find, even if they're not here in the Spring area, the Montgomery County area, if they're in Pennsylvania, that's what a garage door professional looks like. That's what a real estate investor looks like. That's what an electrician looks like. That's how they talk. They're going to be an expert in their field. They're not just going to be a salesperson that's trying to get me to buy something.
I think I can speak for every single one of the guests that came up today. And you can absolutely feel the passion they have for their field when they're talking about it.
Yeah.
There's nobody that was sitting in your chair right now that was faking it tonight.
Yeah.
This is their passion, their drive, their everything.
Man, it was great, and great turnout. I know we had some terrible wrecks out there. My brother just got here. He was supposed to be here at 6. 2-hour delay to get here from Conroe. Yeah. So, yeah, man. But we had a great turnout. I mean, we had a good turn through all night, and next one's gonna be bigger and better. And we got some amazing things that we're gonna do with this group that is exactly right up your alley to help homeowners choose the right contractor. So we're going to be doing we have an online directory at the contractornetwork.cc. We're going to be doing a thorough vetting process, making sure they have the right licenses, making sure they have their LLCs, their business insurance, making sure they don't have a bunch of 1-star reviews on Google, right? That's a pretty good way to weed the bad ones out. So we got a lot of cool things going. I think the crowd's kind of winding down and they're ready for these raffles. So appreciate you guys being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
And can't wait to have you guys out on the next one. So.
Thank you. All right. See you guys later.